All right, but we're in the second part of segment 1 today. We're going to continue on with Forbidden Lands, and now we're going to talk about talents. If you've watched any of the previous user engine games that we've covered, Mutant Year Zero, Coriolis, you're going to see a lot of similarities. But there are also a couple of big differences between talents in Forbidden Lands than the other games, and we're going to look at those in just a moment. The core values of #RPGate and any good tabletop group are escapism, not representation, entertainment over activism, and natural, organic inclusion, not forced diversity. Please follow that QR code or refer to the description below for the link to the charity we support, which is the Wounded Warrior Project. Thursdays and Saturdays, you can watch the Dirty Casuals on twitch.tv/Legion of Myth. Fridays and Sundays, you can watch the Friday Night Chill Stream and RPG Digest on our YouTube and Rumble channels. Please leave us a comment with your thoughts and experiences, and if you like our gaming content, please be sure to subscribe to Legion of Myth. All right, no book this time. We're just starting right off with talents.
Boom, hit it.
So what are talents? Well, it says here, an adventure in Forbidden Lands. Oh, so as adventures in Forbidden Lands, you work towards a common goal. Sometimes. But you also need to find your niche. Something no one else can do. Such tricks and abilities are called talents. Talents can change how you use skills, how you recover from damage, or allow you to do things that would be impossible for others. At the start of the game, you can choose a number of talents based on your kin, your profession, your age. Didn't we figure out that your little makeshift non-character was going to start with 4 talents? Because you'll have one for your kin, whatever your kin is. So if you're human, you've got a one kin talent. I think the age that you picked. Oh, by the way, somebody made a very good comment out there. Something that I never, because I haven't done campaigns of this game. You can't increase your ability scores. Your attributes?
At all?
No. So that's why it's not good to pick an old character.
Okay. Got it.
And I because again, I've only done one shots. I haven't done any campaigns. I never actually put that together. So yeah. So now you know why it's at the risk reward, and your skills max out at 5. So you might want to start young, and that remember like the old D&D investment wizard, where it's you stand in the back. Well, now that young character becomes an investment. Anyway, but back on Forbidden Lands here. So depending on your age, you start with a number of talents, and talents you can raise and get new ones also. So you'll get it based on your kin, based on your profession. So if you're that archer, you have kin talents as well, and we're going to look at those in just a moment. But anyway, you're going to start with multiple talents. So read more in Chapter 2. You can increase the rank of your talents, which is new to Forbidden Lands, and learn more about talents through the course of the game. Or learn more talents through the course of the game. There are 3 kinds of talents. Kin talents, obviously your racial bonus. Profession talents, and general talents. It does go up here. Kin and profession talents are more powerful than general talents, but they require that you spend willpower points, and that's the rub right there.
Mm-hmm.
So general talents can, I think for the most part, there might be an exception or two, but I think general talents can be used without spending willpower. They just are part of it. For example, extra damage with axes. That's just every time, because you're good with axes, like non-weapon or weapon proficiencies from AD&D. I've got that proficiency. I've got it. I will. Anytime I use an axe, I'm gonna do more damage. But then, if you want to do something, super awesome, like block a arrow that was meant for you, no, that's gonna cost you willpower point, and you get to take damage. It's great.
Woohoo.
That's a friend. What is that noise? So here's the list of the talents. And you can see each human, oh my God, each kin has 1 talent. And then each of the professions has 3. And that's just like every other game, right?
Yeah, you have to pick one of them to start, but yeah.
Yep, exactly. And then we have the general talents, which there are a bunch of them. Look at that. There's a lot of them. Yes. Yep. Which is good because it allows your character, to grow. Now, one of the things I've been told by people who have done campaigns of Forbidden Lands is that low-level characters struggle to survive because of the death spiral. They're not levels. I get it. I know there are no levels in the game, but intro characters struggle to survive. When you get past that point, you start feeling pretty cool. And then you quickly go into, I'm a god. Now, I don't know, but I've never had an issue with that I'm a god part because I can just throw many more monsters at you. You know, there are always things I can do. I can hogpile you if I have to. You know, there's always something I can do to challenge you. So I'm not that stressed about it. But what you'll end up finding out is that a lot of die rolls are meaningless because, oh, you have that at rank 3. Oh, you win. Okay. You did whatever it is you wanted to do, and we'll look at that in a moment. But
especially when the rolls are unopposed. When you get to a certain level, it's just 99% chance you're going to get at least one success.
Exactly.
Net. Yeah, and so you win.
But that's when extra successes may matter. Or again, if you have enough, I don't care how powerful you are, if 30 people are shooting arrows at you,
you're going to get hit by somebody.
Yeah. Now, talents generally come in 3 ranks. Every talent describes what the various rank means and what benefits they provide. When you increase the rank of a talent, you retain the effect of the lower ranks as well. So if the ranks of a profession talent have separate effects, you can only spend willpower on one effect at a time. For example, a hunter with rank 3 and Path of the Arrow can either ignore armor or increase damage, not both in the same attack.
That is an important distinction because without that, I would say, hey, you want to spend a second willpower, you get the second effect as well.
Yeah, I never even I don't know why, but I never even thought about that. I don't think anybody's tried that in my games, or if they have, I just shut it down right away because that rule. But I don't remember that. So I have had hunters in my games. So if you have rank 3 in both Dragon Slayer and Sword Fighter, you can add 2d8s to the attack. I'm sorry, I should have read the first sentence. It is allowed to combine the effects of different talents in a single action. If you have rank 3 in both Dragon Slayer and Sword Fighter, you can add 2d8 to an attack with a sword against a monster. But of course, that's going to cost you 2 willpower points.
Sure. Okay.
So,
okay. That makes
you
sense.
can use 2 separate ones, and I think quite a few abilities have 3 different talents that you can use to assist. So if you're using 2 different talents, good. You cannot use 2 different effects from the same talent.
Copy that.
You're going to gain experience, and you can spend experience to raise your talents. Figure that out as you're playing the game. Now, we're going to talk about adaptive. No, I'm going to give you rough overviews of what each one of these are. I think I already did that once, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on each talent, but the kin talents are 1 per kin, so I think I'll do that. Humans are new to Forbidden Lands and are seen as intruders by the other kin, but no other kin can adapt to new situations and living conditions the way humans can. Again, what are humans? We are the diversity trope. We are the versatility trope. That is what makes humans powerful in fantasy settings. If you don't get that, I don't know what to tell you. If you spend a willpower point when you're about to roll for a skill, you can roll for any skill of your choice to achieve the same result. You must be able to motivate how to use the chosen skill. The GM has
okay. Yeah, that got weird for a second, right? In my head, that got weird without that last part of the sentence because I want to climb. Well, I want to spend a willpower and use my marksman skill for climbing. No, the end of the sentence says you have to actually articulate how it works, like how that will now fit into climbing. And if you can't do that, suck it, chump.
Now, here's what I'm going to say for game masters out there. When you compare right off the bat, especially since it's the first one we're reading, like, whoa, that is ridiculously powerful. Wait till we read the other ones. So I agree with where Heathen Dog's coming from in this because we all know players are going to try to rationalize everything, and you're going to be spending an hour and a half here arguing with the player about how that doesn't work. He's me drawing it out on paper or telling you some scientific principle that he read once or whatever. Here's the thing. Unless it's just really stupid, let it happen. So remember, they still have to spend a willpower point.
Right. So no matter what, they have a detriment attached to it. Yes.
Now, using the marksmanship skill, I'm going to shoot up. I'm going to have my arrow hit the cliff, and we're going to use that as a grappling hook. Does it work? Does not work?
Rope onto it, and
I'm not saying that is a yes or a no. I'm just saying they can come up with ideas that might work. I want to be very clear about that. I want somebody put in the comments, I wouldn't let that work in my game. Then don't.
No, that's fine. Yeah, but it is at least plausible.
Yes.
And it's happened in other media. It's happened in movies, happened in books, where you fire an arrow with a lead attached to it. It digs into the cliff on the other side, and you can use it to rappel across. You've seen that in cartoons, movies, TV shows, books, the whole thing. So it's plausible, especially in a fantasy type setting.
Yep.
It's not outside the box completely.
And if somebody wants to spend a willpower point on that,
let them. Let them find that's great. Now, if you have some kind of fast talking skill and you want to use that to go up the cliff, well, how are you going to fast talk the cliff into letting you?
I'm going to manipulate it. Come on, Cliff. I'm ready.
Come on, Cliff. You're nothing.
I have a friend named Cliff, so why can't I talk to this one?
You know,
all
maybe
right,
you can explain that. I can't.
Yeah. Put that in the comments. If you have a way that you could talk to the cliffside to be able to climb it and have it work out, put that in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say about that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, it would. Okay, the elf talent, inner peace. Oh. Elves have a connection to the inner nature of their own, far beyond that of any other kin. Their immortality, they are immortal, makes them less susceptible to the trials of the world when compared to other kin. By spending a willpower, you can enter a state of deep meditation. This lasts for a quarter day, during which you must remain undisturbed. When you emerge from the meditation, you have healed all damage as well as any critical injuries except lost limbs. And by the way, this except lost limbs is not in the first printing. They had to add that.
Well, yeah, man. It says heal all damage. That's
as critical injuries.
Exactly. Which I think losing an arm or leg is considered a critical injury, right? I would say that's critical.
Yes.
This is freaking bonkers. Everywhere that you want overpowered shit, I'll take that human versatility crap all day long and say it's fair and balanced. This thing is awful sounding. I mean, every other way to heal damage takes either another person getting super drunk, getting a magic elixir in you, or spending a week in the hospital. This guy just meditates for literally 6 hours and goes, my appendix is fine now. You're like, what?
Yep.
What? That's crazy.
Oh, that's not the crazy. Well, it is one of the craziest ones, but there are more. Oh, there are more. And this is why I don't worry about the adaptive one from humans so much. The dwarf talent, true grit. Dwarves are far more stubborn than others. I love the fact that Free League maintains these tropes, finds interesting ways of utilizing the tropes, and can fight on when other kin have no strength left. You can push a die roll multiple times by spending willpower points. Every point allows you to push the roll one more time.
Well, that right there is a double-edged sword. It
yes,
really
it is.
Because you push once. You usually only get to push one time, and then you are stuck with whatever you got and especially all those skulls and ones, right? You're stuck with that crap. But let's say, oh no, I still want this to work. You roll again. What if you don't roll any more successes, just roll more skulls and ones? Damn it. Now you're double boned.
Yeah.
So
that is true.
Yeah.
But the dwarves that I've had in my game, that doesn't happen.
They don't get double boned?
No.
Okay. Well,
halfling talent, hard to catch. Halflings are notoriously hard to get a grip on, and they can easily evade the most tenacious of pursuers. You can spend a willpower point in combat to avoid being hit by physical attacks.
Wait, what?
You can.
Wait, what? Halflings are juicers now? They have auto dodge?
Yes, you can spend a will. Well, it's not auto dodge. You have to spend a willpower point.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're not spending an action. You're spending willpower points.
Every willpower spent eliminates one of the attacker's successes.
You could use more than.
Well, yeah, but it's just a set. What if I got 3 successes on you? You need to spend 3 willpower to avoid that. You only get 10
max.
Yeah,
at a time.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, that's crazy.
Wolfkin. Hunting instincts. Wolfkin have a powerful sense of smell and can track the prey for days once they have caught the scent. You can spend willpower points to designate a person or a creature as your prey. Your prey must be within line of sight, or there must be a scent to follow. The number of willpower you spend equals the number of days you can follow your scent's prey, or your prey scent. In combat, all of your attacks against your prey get +1 bonus per willpower spent. I'm spending 10. I can follow him for 10 days, and when I find him, I get +10 dice to everything.
Yeah.
Until
You
the
just
creature is
win.
broken or until you choose to let your prey go.
Oh, until the creature is broken.
It doesn't, yeah, but okay. So one thing to understand about this game is murder. You can't just outright murder somebody. Well, you can. Yes, you can. There's a coup de grace, and we'll talk about that in combat. You actually have to make a willpower. You have to spend a point of willpower in order to coup de grace somebody.
That does. Okay.
Well, there's a rationale for it. Number one, it's anti-murder hobo, but the other rationale is in real life, it's actually pretty hard to kill someone. Like with a sword. It's really hard to go like, you know what? Even if somebody's hurting. I've never been in the situation to stab somebody with a knife like that, so I don't know. But, you know, people can stand here and talk tough all they want. In reality, I don't know. But, so the whole broken thing really doesn't matter because at that point you could just coup de grace them anyway. And to be fair, if you do enough damage, you get enough critical injuries on somebody, the person's dead anyway.
Or they're dying.
Yeah. Orc, unbreakable. Just like the movie. The orcs were created to serve.
Sure.
Their bodies are strong and they're very resilient when it comes to pain and punishment. When you are broken by any kind of damage, you can spend a willpower point, or you can spend willpower points, plural, to immediately get back on your feet. For every point you spend, you recover 1 point in the broken attribute. So if somebody clubs you with a sword and you go down to 0, you know, it's 0 strength, you could spend 4 willpower point to be right back at 4 strength.
That's basically a reset button.
Yes, you have to kill orcs twice.
Damn it. Maybe even 3 times if they maxed out their willpower.
Yeah, fair.
You got to kill them 3 times.
Yep. You cannot use this talent unless you are broken. So this talent does not affect critical injuries.
Okay, so what you want to do is hurt an orc real bad, but don't break him. It'll make him almost ineffectual in combat. You can just kind of get around him.
You hope that's what'll happen.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. Oh wait, where's the goblin? That's the goblin one. Did I miss the goblin? I missed the goblin one. The goblin, nocturnal. This is new to me, by the way. I have not actually read this one because I used the first printing of the book. Goblins prefer the night and hate the daylight, which hurts their eyes. They can see in the dark, and thus are not affected by darkness at all. By the way, there are pretty hefty darkness penalties in this game. Also, in rolling for stealth in a dark or dimly lit environment, you can spend willpower points, which are automatically turned into extra successes. I mean, even this would be good for a thief. I wouldn't see this like for every goblin character, but for a thief, that's pretty damn good, huh?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Now druids.
Okay, now we're getting into the class talents.
Yeah, but I'm not going to read all of them. We're just going to talk about them generically.
Okay.
So there are 3 talents for each of them. Now, if you have expansion books, you might put in the comments, well, do you know the druids actually have more? Yes, I do know that there are more spells and more capabilities out there. We're only going with the core book. So, Path of Healing. If you want to see how to make a druid healer, I have a character creation video that tells you how to make a druid healer. And you can see what the rationale that I used were to, you know, how I put that character together. But you can be a healer. Where's the other? Path of Shifting Shapes. Guess what that does? Change into different animal forms.
Sure.
And where's the third? And the Path of Sight. That's what I'm going to read. You can see beyond sight. Oh my God, what was that show? Sight Beyond Sight. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Man.
Was that Thundercats?
Yeah. The Sword of Omens. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes. Okay. You can see beyond sight, and your inner eye can see what happens and what will happen. Rank of this talent determines which spells you can use. Read more. And that's the way they all work. The rank in the talent determines which spells you can use. And we're going to talk all about spell casting in a couple weeks. So you can cast rank 1 in the awareness discipline, rank 2 or rank 3 in the awareness discipline. There are not a lot of spells in this game, but they does give you room to make more. The fighter's talents, Path of the Blade. Hey, you can spend willpower point to find weakness in your opponent's armor. Basically, it's doing more damage with a sword. Okay, let's just put that.
Find armor flaw.
Yeah. Path of the Enemy. This is one that you get screwed in my games because I don't use the combinations, which comes with using the cards. I don't find that it adds anything to the game. Your mileage may vary. You might think that the cards are the greatest thing ever out there, and they really enhance the game for you. Cool, use them, love it. I don't. I just want to roll dice and let it go from there. But you see through your opponent and anticipate his next move before it happens. Observe this talent. Observe that this talent is only applicable if you use the system for hidden combinations in close combat, which is the advanced combat rules with the cards. Spend a willpower point. You and your opponent choose your hidden combinations. Your opponent must choose his combination first and then reveal either his first or second card to you before you choose your own combination. Basically, you're spying what your character is doing. I'm not going to read all of them there, but it gives you the idea. So when you're playing that little Magic the Gathering card game to figure out how you're going to attack, you get advantage to that.
You get to see your opponent's hand, or a little bit of it.
So, and then Path of the Shield, you can protect your friends, you can parry better, yada, yada. I mean, you use your shield better. Hunters, Path of the Arrow, you shoot your bow better. Path of the Beast, you and your animal are buddies. And Path of the Forest, I don't think anybody's taken that one. What is that? You're a master at survival. Okay, that's actually pretty good. When you forge Hunter, lead the way, you succeed automatically if you spend a willpower point. That's actually probably pretty good. Nobody takes it because I run one shots. So. Minstrel's talents, the Path of the Hymn. Your songs can help your comrades get up on their feet. You can help a broken comrade within short range get up on her feet.
Wait, is that physical damage or just emotional damage?
You can help a broken comrade. It just says broken.
It just says broken. Okay, then that is a term for all the types of damage. So there you go.
And it says for every willpower you spend, your comrade recovers 1 point of the attribute that has been reduced to 0. Let's see. It doesn't say in here specifically. The skill set, the skill performance is only wits and empathy. But this is a talent. This is different. So anyway, you can see what ranks 2 and 3 are if you can read that closely. I'm going to skip them. I'm not trying to read every one of these things. I'm just trying to show you what's there and how they're thematic for the classes.
So with this guy around, everyone's a little mini orc.
Everyone's a little mini orc. There you go. So your beautiful voice can captivate an audience. There you go. There's Garthon the Troubadour, right? Singing songs for people. And the Path of the War Cry inspires your comrades and strikes fear into the hearts of the enemy. So now you're affecting others. The Peddler. Why would I want a peddler? Let's see. You carry a knapsack that contains seemingly endless supply of stuff and knickknacks. Rank 1, you spend willpower. You can find almost any item from the trade goods. The comment here is important. We read this when we did the Mutineer Zero thing, but it is similar. Once you pull an item out of your knapsack, you must write it down on your character sheet, and you cannot put it back in your knapsack again. If you lose your knapsack, you must get a new one before you can use this talent again. This requires visit to a trading post of some kind, and you spend spend a willpower and 2d6 silver. Basically, you're putting stuff back in there. I treat this the same way as the Mutineer Zero one. Is this? If you want to count it as an item, because in gear bonus, so on and so forth, that you now have going forward, you have to write on your character sheet. If not, basically used it once, it broke, you threw it on the ground, and you're moving on.
Right. You have to find somewhere else to put it besides the knapsack that you magically pulled it out of, because your knapsack is an extension of your butt. You pulled it out of your butt, and now you got to put it somewhere else. I recommend washing it, but another pocket will do.
Now, to be fair, on a very, again, pedantic level, Heathen Dog's wrong. I get what he's saying. He's right. But just the way bags work in this game, you can put it back in your bag, but it's still going to be written on your character sheet.
Yeah, it exists now. It's no longer in some kind of quantum state.
Yeah, exactly.
It actually exists. Anything in that special knapsack is Schrodinger's tools, right? They exist and they don't until you pull it out.
It's a great way of putting it. Exactly. You're a master of bargaining and have unerring ability to find the items you need, however rare or hidden they are. So you basically can spend willpower points to find items. Be careful until you have rank 3. I don't think you can find artifacts.
Okay.
Path of Words. You're a master negotiator. You can get what you want. You know, the social combat rules. All right. Now let's move on to the rider's talents. Path of Companion. Spend a willpower point when you're broken. Your horse will stay by your side and defend you. That's pretty cool. He knows all about that.
Oh yeah, loyalty. That's a big thing between a rider and his mount.
Path of the Night. You're a master of fighting mounted. All the effects of this talent require that you are mounted, that you're in the open zone of combat. So obviously using this inside very constricted city isn't going to work. Spend a willpower point to draw extra initiative cards. When mounted, you can spend willpower to defend against attacks. Again, as you played a cavalryman in Earthdawn, it's very similar to having was a wheeling defense mounted. Is it wheeling attack, wheeling defense?
Yeah. Yeah, but basically, mounted combat is a force multiplier to your force multiplier. I mean,
Yes.
if you have a sword, mounted combat, the sword's going to hit harder. If you have an axe, and do the same. If you have a what do you call it? Lance. Oh, that guy's dead. But there are caveats and addendums to that. You have to have the open space. You have to be able to turn. You have to be able to all this stuff. This is all important.
And one of the things, again, I stress to game masters is look at your cavalry or your rider. Can your rider one-shot the enemy? Possibly. Yep. Don't be a dick.
But it's the equivalent of someone having like 2 months of strip mall karate and telling you come attack me just like this and I can defend. On mounted combat, you have to attack that person in a very specific way to get that triple damage, right?
Yeah.
Very specific set of circumstances. Outside of that, you're just a dude on a horse.
But don't let somebody take the rider character class or profession and
Unless
then
you'd be able to utilize it.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the balance. You know what you can do? Have that one big minotaur standing out there that the rider can go after, and then have a bunch of little things that maybe are supporting the minotaur, or that they have to do, little imps or demons or something. You let the rider have the moment of glory on occasion when doing this. I see the reason why I say this. I see too many game masters that find ways of, I'm going to take away the rider's abilities.
Yeah, exactly. There's no point in doing that. You don't want to make him do it, but always give him once in a while the opportunity to use his huge attack.
Yeah.
If he never gets the opportunity to use his attack, all he's going to do is hate you. He's going to think you're a dick. And like, guess what? He's right.
Class.
Exactly. Why'd you let me pick the class if I'm never going to be able to use its abilities?
Go ahead.
Grugnock the orc over here has just jumped up from being dead 3 times already, and I have never been able to charge anyone with my horse because we're always inside. Why is that?
Nothing ever attacks me outside, ever.
Exactly. Nothing ever attacks me outside. The hell?
And Heathen Dog's right. Just tell him not to take the class. Because what did I do? Pardon me for bringing up another game yet again. But when I ran my Earthdawn campaign, I told you guys right off the bat, don't take an air sailor or a sky raider, because you're not going to be on an airship. I'm not going to let you have an airship as a low circle character. Yep. So you're going to feel wasted and you're not going to feel effective. You still want to do it, that's on you. But I'm warning you now. And guess what? Nobody took.
Yeah. We didn't think you were lying.
So, and then the last one that you can do here is you can ride fast like the wind. And this is great when you're trying to cover a lot of space quickly. Rogue's talents. Oh, I thought it was called Thief in this one. I guess I was wrong. Path in the face. You are a master of disguise and can easily assume the appearance of others. See, Path of the Killer. Battles are not always fought in the open and with steel clashing against steel. Another, less heroic type of fight takes place in the shadows, with hidden weapons and unsuspecting victims. So
this is the asshole dressed all in charcoal gray, hiding in the rafters with a goddamn blowgun. This is that guy.
It's more than that. So this has got backstab ability. Oh, and your Houdini. Awesome. By spending a willpower, you can slither your way out of any restraint or push yourself through the smallest of openings, down to a few inches wide. You're like a cat that's pancaking itself. Yeah.
All right.
And rank 3 is hypnosis. You will do my bidding. I will do your bidding.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These are not the droids we're looking for. Yeah. And then Path to Poison. You can use poisons by spending. What's that?
Now you're an assassin. That blowgun, poison dart. There you go.
And it's like the peddler's knapsack. You have to actually have a collection of poisons. Yada yada. Sorcerer's talents. Path of Blood. You're creepy. By the way, these are all spells. Path of Death. You're creepier.
Wow. Awesome.
Path of Signs. You're not quite as creepy.
Okay. While that is a very comprehensive explanation of these powers, I'm gonna have to go with I want more.
You want more? I don't want to give more until we get to magic. Oh, there's a fourth.
All
I
right,
never
fine.
actually realized that there was a fourth one, Path of Stone. Okay. For some reason, I mean, I knew it was there, but I didn't realize that there were four. I thought there were three for all of them. Basically, it's a what is it? Divination. Path of Stone is earth spells. You can throw earthquakes on people. Path of Death is necromancy, if I remember correctly, and Path of Blood is ouchies.
Ouchies being like the evil eye type thing.
I'd have to
boil
look it up
blood.
again.
Okay.
I've never, as far as I know, I've never had a sorcerer in the game.
Okay.
If one of you played a sorcerer in one of my one shots, let me know. I don't remember it. Okay. General talents. Here we go. Now these are the ones you don't have to spend willpowers for. Okay. Ambidextrous. You can fight with weapons in either hand. We're not going to read them all. Berserker is kind of neat. If you're broken, you can go crazy. But if you're broken during Berserker Rage, you can't use the talent. And you must immediately attack the nearest opponent. During your rage, you're immune to any attempts to manipulate you, and all close combat attacks do 1 extra point of damage. So you get broken, you attack the first person near you, which for me right now is Heathen Dog. So I start, because he was unfortunately close to me, I'm starting to beat him, and you can't talk me down.
No, your ears are closed. Ears are closed. The only thing you can hear is the screaming of your own heart beating. That's all you can hear.
Yep.
Have fun.
Now, I'm not going to read all these fighter ones, but I'm going to tell you this. The rank 3s for each of them are a little different. But let's just look at axe fighter. There's axe fighter, sword fighter, knife fighter, all types of fighters, okay?
Sure.
The rank 3 does get a little different for them, but who cares? So rank 1, your attack rolls are modified with +1 when you're fighting with an axe. What does that mean? You're rolling an extra skill die. Rank 2, when you hit an enemy with your axe and inflict at least 1 point of damage, you automatically inflict a critical injury. That is crazy, by the way.
Critical injury? Yeah.
Every time you hit and deal damage, it is critical damage.
That is really the only way to stop an orc in one shot. Because if you critical injure him enough
in the aorta,
even if he unbreaks himself, he can't heal critical injuries. He's probably still boned. Not very combat effective.
Depends what the critical injury is. You could just chop off his ear.
Oh, I don't like that. That'll just make him mad.
We'll talk about that next week when we talk about combat and look at critical injuries. Rank 3, you can add a D8 artifact die to attack rolls with an axe.
Whoa. Artifact die are no joke.
But I also want you can add. You're not adjusting. You're not turning a D6 into extra. A D8. You're adding a or a D8 artifact die. I used to read that otherwise. I used to say, no. That just means you're rolling a D8, not a D6. But after some forum looking, because I thought this was too powerful, even for rank 3. But yeah, according to the forums, at least when I read them 3-4 years ago when I was still in Germany, that was no. That's you were adding an artifact die. Okay, so you get the idea. Again, different ones do different things, but that's generally how it works. Boyar, making bows, brawler, fighting, cold-blooded, builder, defender. Builder's good for your stronghold. And by the way, don't eschew some of these things. You need that stronghold. So you're gonna want somebody who can, be the little mayor for your stronghold. Defender, chef, same thing. You're gonna want edible food, right?
Sure.
Dragon Slayer is for killing monsters. Okay, Executioner. Nope, that isn't. Nope, that isn't it. Executioner allows you to rearrange the dice for a critical hit so that you get the better. All your critical hits are pretty bad. Fearless, fleet footwear, firm grip. Where is the one I'm looking for? Fisher. Again, survival. You cannot ignore survival skills in this game. Horseback fighter. Hammer, incorruptible, herbalist. Herbalist I thought was a lie, so my module fixes it. Now, when I say fixes it, doesn't...
No. Don't skip it. Herbalist is a lie?
Yeah, because you can't make potions.
Oh. Yeah, herbalist is a lie. Okay.
So you know the difference between edible plants and regular weeds. Your survival, it's all survival thing. So my module... It does not change Herbalist itself, but allows you to use the Herbalist talent in conjunction with a new talent that allows you to make potions.
Okay.
So you still have to have Herbalism. You can't just jump right into that. But anyway, Corruptible, Knife Fighter, Lucky, Lightning Fast. If you see anything you want me to stop on, go ahead. I'm looking for one in particular. Melee Charge, Pathfinder, Pack Rat, Pain Resistant, Poisoner, Quartermaster, Sailor, Sharpshooter, Quick Draw, Sharp Tongue. I'm not finding it. Shield Fighter, and I think I passed it. Smith, Spear Fighter, Sixth Sense. Oh, let's read Sixth Sense. That's always a good one in games, right?
Yeah.
Your Scout roll is modified by +1 when an enemy tries to ambush you. Okay. That sounds like Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Rank 2.
Sounds too OP.
When you spot an ambush or sneak attack, you also see how many of their attackers they are. You get that little computer outline glow of all the people.
There you go. Yeah.
And rank 3, you can add a D8 artifact die to your Scout roll, so you don't miss anything.
Right. Okay, I get that. That's fair.
Tanner throwing arm, Wanderer threatening. I'm mad because I what's it? I thought it's Cold-Blooded. Crap. Path of him. Let's go back down there. I want to fight. Sorry, I'm scrolling. I know that can give people epilepsy. Cold-Blooded. Here it is. You are completely callous and can kill defenseless enemies without so much as a second's hesitation. Rank 1. You can perform a coup de grace without needing to roll dice.
Sweet.
Believe me, any time that I've talked to players, they're like, I want that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Rank 2, as per rank 1. And you also don't need to spend a willpower point or suffer damage to empathy. That's actually weird.
Dude, I want that all day.
And then rank 3, as per rank 2, we also recover a point of lost empathy when you basically when you
oh my god, killing folk makes me feel better.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes, it does.
I mean, that means I've got psychological issues, and I'm probably not someone you want to hang around or like sleep next to. But damn, in a fight, that's great.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, I think we are at the end. I think we went through. Yep. Because next week, oh my god. Next week is combat, and you've all seen, if you haven't watched them before, if you've seen those combat videos, they are long because they need to be, because there are aspects to this, and this one, Palladium fans are going to like it because it includes parries and dodges and other things that you can do that cost actions that enhance combat. I actually, when it's considered the dice, I really like the combat system of Forbidden Lands. I don't like the cards, but that's a personal preference. If you do, that's great. So like, subscribe, share, and we're going to get to comments here in just a moment. Tell us what you think. And all right, you know what you got for comments.
All right, here we go. Nerdy Ogre says, you hype yourself up, come to a cliff that ain't nothing. You just speed bump on the road of life, man. I got this. He's if you haven't seen the beginning of the video, he's talking about how humans have the ability to use a seemingly, completely wrong skill to do something, because they spent willpower and they have a higher rank in this skill. So yeah, you talk your way up a cliff. You can do it.
You know what? The cliff says, you're right, man. You're right. And all of a sudden,
the cliff starts weeping. All right. Marogman says, dismember the orc to make him wish he was dead. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, the orc has the ability to just pop back up like it's a damn video game, right? But he can't heal critical injury. So you cut off enough limbs, like the Black Knight, he will eventually not be able to do anything except yell at you sternly. And then Mahakman comes back again with the card thing. Reminds me of some tabletop mini games, to be honest. Max and I are not fond of card games in your tabletop role-playing games. We're not fond of it, but this game was primarily built to use a card system, and the optional is just that. The normal way is the optional way. So it may be more cumbersome doing it with just dice rather than with the cards, because it was made for the cards. Bear that in mind if you want to not use cards, that it may be a little clunky.
As somebody who's run this game a bunch of times, I will tell you that to me, the cards make it clunky. Neither is considered optional. It used to be called like basic and advanced. I don't know what they call it now, if it's the same thing. But the cards are incorporated into the gameplay, so it's not like the cards detract from anything. Like, the rules don't account for them. They really do. But the rules also account for, well, not everybody bought the cards, and some people just want to roll dice. So the rules actually account for both. And I just think that rolling dice at the table, playing the game normally, while it does screw the warrior out of one potential talent, so instead of choosing 3 at the beginning of the game, or choosing one of 3, you choose one of 2, It doesn't do really anything else. And it just doesn't add anything for me. When I was reading through them previously, I sat down with my wife. I remember sitting at the table in Germany, sitting down at my wife and, kind of doing that Magic the Gathering tap, just didn't add anything. I didn't see the benefit of it. Again, your mileage may vary. People who want more gamified, is that the term? Yeah, want a more gamified system will like it.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, cool. Well, we already did like, subscribe, share, so be sure you like, subscribe, share. Hope you're enjoying these, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week when it comes to combat.